The heart behind Kuon lies in the game's namesake, the Kuon ritual. In Japanese, this can sound like either 9 grudges or eternity, and it's this ritual that drives everything in the game. It's believed that if successfully completed 9 times, the ritual will perfectly revive a dead person. But is that really true? What is the actual purpose of the Kuon ritual? Let's take a look. First of all, what is the Kuon ritual? Throughout the game, you'll find numerous wicker chests lying around the mansion grounds. These are used in the ritual and are generally found to be full of silkworms, or some combination of the two. It all begins with the mulberry trees. There is one on the mansion grounds and another at the silkworm shrine nearby. These ancient mulberry trees of mysterious origin don't bear fruit, but rather silkworms, which are in turn called the tree's fruit. These silkworms possess strange powers, and it was discovered that when the silkworms spun a cocoon around a dead person, that person could be brought back to life. Further research into this brought about what is now known as the Kuon ritual. Before the events of the game take place, Doman, the elder priest and exorcist who works at the silkworm shrine, has spent considerable time studying how the silkworms work and the process of reviving people within wicker chests. These wicker chests are necessary because the cocoons are extremely fragile and weak, and if they break while the process is underway, the creature inside will either die instantly or emerge as a monstrous, malformed creature that is still likely to die soon thereafter. The process itself is rather simple. It begins with a corpse, a wicker chest, and some silkworms. This is the first of 9 phases. The dead body is placed into the chest with the silkworms, and they wrap a cocoon around it, eventually merging with it, and if successful, reviving the body. The quality of the body placed inside the wicker chest is important. If the body has been long dead or badly damaged, it's likely the ritual will fail and result in nothing more than a mass of flesh or some other monstrous creature. If the body has only died recently, however, chances of success are much higher. After being resurrected, the subject will soon begin to deteriorate, however. Their flesh will begin to turn red and bumpy, like a mulberry, and much like a mindless zombie, they will develop a desire for human flesh. And, as their mind has mixed with what was in the wicker chest, in this case the silkworms, their mental capacities will also begin to deteriorate. The more time that passes, the worse this gets. So once it begins, the process must quickly be undertaken again. Yet, a reborn body that has been revived by silkworms cannot simply be placed in another wicker chest with even more. This time, they won't be enough, and the body will be unable to revive on silkworms alone. Each time the revived body goes through this process, it must merge with something bigger, something stronger, and ultimately, something more powerful. Yet, even this process is fraught with danger. Choose the wrong creature to merge with, and the result may end up as something monstrous. This is seen with Lady Fujiwara, who enters a wicker chest first with a centipede. She then upgrades to a cat, and then ends up eating her own son when he comes to see her, due to her voracious appetite for human flesh. With each resurrection, she becomes less and less human, both mentally and physically. And by the time you reach her in-game, she's a monstrous centipede-type creature with little of the former Lady Fujiwara left in her. Numerous enemies in the game are also failed wicker chest experiments. There are the Mizuhiki, for example, demons that attack from the water, and are likely the result of a failed merge with an aquatic creature. Then there are the Adamushi, monstrous lumps of flesh from a failed merging that are still covered in silk. There's also Doryo, one of Dolman's assistants, who is killed and dragged into a wicker chest with Kureha. They are interrupted by Sakuya and thus unable to complete the ritual, which results in a half-merged body on both sides. It's also noted in-game that with Kureha, she seems different to the others. It's suggested that the twins, the manifestations of the mulberry trees, picked her specifically because she's Dolman's daughter, the daughter of an elder priest, and thus she's more powerful than regular people. Dolman also comes to this conclusion himself after watching numerous failed rituals with people from around the mansion, yet his daughter passes with shining colours each time. The quality of what goes into the wicker chests is just as important as the time spent inside. This, unbeknownst to most of the characters in-game, is actually an extremely important part of the ritual that we'll get to shortly. So with each successive ritual, the body inside the wicker chest must merge with something larger, more powerful, and ultimately, something, or rather somebody, close to the person. Each resurrection requires more nourishment, and this can only be gained through the grudge that the body possesses. Grudges are a powerful form of nourishment to the silkworms of the mulberry tree, and through this, they are able to create a stronger body each time, edging towards the ninth and final perfect form. In the game, Dolman assumes that the ninth, final ritual will result in a perfect resurrection. His daughter Kureha, who died falling off a cliff, will be perfectly reborn and no longer suffer from the mysterious rotting flesh that resembles mulberries, or the mental degradation she seems to go through during the revival process. Yet, this is not quite true, and as Sakuya finds out towards the end of the game, that was never the intention of the Kuon ritual at all. Kureha's death was no accident, and was in fact orchestrated by the Mulberry Tree twins, specifically because they suspected she would be powerful enough to go through the ritual 9 times without failure. Not to resurrect as herself at the end though, but as something else entirely. The ultimate goal of the Kuon ritual is to produce a mulberry fruit, a seed, if you will, to reproduce. The magical silkworms of the mulberry tree, which people call its fruit, merge 9 times with both humans and animals that are powerful enough to withstand this process, putting more and more of their own DNA into that of the human inside. When they are done, when they have successfully merged with the human who has survived all 9 rituals, it's done. A new mulberry tree sprouts, born of the fruit of the elder tree, its magical silkworms. Only, it's not a tree as we'd think of it. It is merged with human flesh to become an entirely new being, free of restraints and now able to roam as it pleases in human form. This was the goal of the Kuon ritual all along. In essence, to allow the sacred mulberry trees to reproduce. Kureha was the one to begin this ritual, first merging with the silkworms, then creatures such as a rat and crow, before moving on to increasingly powerful humans, such as Lord Fujiwara and the exorcist in training, Doryo. After this, she enters a wicker chest with her equally powerful sister, Utsuki, who then merges with Kureha's consciousness mixed into her own. The merged Kureha and Utsuki, both powerful shrine maidens born of a powerful elder priest, then merge with their even more powerful father, and the ritual's success is ensured. It was never about perfectly reviving a dead human. It was always about the mulberry tree producing an offspring. And there you have it, the secrets behind the Kuon ritual. If there are any other aspects of the game you'd like me to look into, or if you have any other comments, let me know in the comments section below. And I'll see you again next time.